Minister Grace.
Chairman, today being the International Women's Day, I would first like to thank our members before me for your well wishes and also take a moment to acknowledge the achievements and the contributions of Singapore women to our families, to our society and to Singapore. And to all my sisters, happy International Women's Day. With your permission, my ministry will display some slides, Chairman.
Yes, please.
Since MCCY was formed 6 years ago, our cultural, community, sports and youth sectors have grown more vibrant. We are a strong society built on firm foundations. But the future is becoming more uncertain. Geopolitics and extremism threaten to unsettle the peace and stability we enjoy. At home, our population is aging, while our youth have diverse aspirations, different from past generations. There are growing concerns of widening inequality. Business, work and daily life are being disrupted by digital technology. These challenges are real and can fracture our society if not addressed. In this complex world, we need new ways of working together, partnering with each other to create innovative solutions and building trust. In recent years, the government has been engaging citizens, corporates and communities more deeply and extensively to consult, co-create and co-deliver on issues that Singaporeans feel strongly about. On the economic front, we have seen many fruitful partnerships. Looking ahead, government will accelerate the upskilling of our workers by deepening partnerships with employers, unions as well as trade associations and chambers. We will also collaborate with the Federation of Merchants Association Singapore, FMAS, to reach out to and help transform our heartland enterprises. We will continue to partner investors and corporates to grow more local businesses. On the environmental front, we are reaching out to citizens and corporates to make a decisive shift towards sustainable lifestyles and practices. We have started building such partnerships via MEWR's 2018 Year of Climate Action and will work with citizens and industry to take collective action for 2019's Year Towards Zero Waste. On the security front, more Singaporeans are playing their part as we expand the Community First Responders Network to mobilize and support those with relevant skills to help in emergencies. As the nature of national security evolves, the government will work with businesses, schools and cybersecurity practitioners to strengthen our sixth pillar of total defence, digital defence. On the social front, the government is partnering VWOs, family service centres and our community and other community bodies to strengthen support for students from disadvantaged families and facilitating ground-up movements to grow their strengths and interests. Businesses are stepping forward to provide employment opportunities for marginalized groups. When we harnessed the talent and creativity of our citizens to achieve more together, we can build a more inclusive Singapore that is home for everyone. Everyone has a place here. And in speaking to Singaporeans, we know many want to contribute to making Singapore our best home. And this is the heart of MCCY's work, building together with Singaporeans a home that we care about and feel proud of. We build a better home and grow together as a nation by creating community spaces for social interactions, designing programs that create shared experiences and promote mutual understanding, and encouraging Singaporeans to pursue the common good. Our spirit of giving continues to grow. Over the last 5 years, total tax-deductible donations have increased by more than 80 million to 1.05 billion in 2017. Individual volunteerism rates have almost doubled, and 1 in 2 businesses gave back to society in 2017. Meanwhile, digital platforms like Giving.sg and the SG Cares app have helped connect hundreds of thousands of volunteers and donors to more than 500 charities. 2018 was a busy year for our athletes, who once again flew Singapore's flag high at various major games. Team Singapore fielded 323 athletes across the 21st Commonwealth Games and 18th Asian Games, winning a total of 31 medals. This was followed by Team Singapore's best ever away performance at the 3rd Asian Para Games in Jakarta, with a medal tally of 3 golds, 2 silvers and 5 bronzes. Developments on the cultural front have also been encouraging. 2017 saw record highs, with more than 11 million attending non-ticketed arts and cultural events, and 5.4 million visiting national museums and heritage institutions. Singaporeans were also able to enjoy over 9,500 performing arts activities throughout the year. 8 in 10 Singaporeans agree that Singapore is a caring and cohesive society and are satisfied with race and religious relations. According to our 2018 Sports Index survey, 64% of Singaporeans develop a stronger bond with people of different backgrounds by watching or participating in sports, an increase over 2017. More than 7 in 10 are proud of Singapore's culture and heritage, with over 90% proud to be Singaporeans. Our work does not stop here. Dr. Lim Wee Kiat asked about our plans. This year, MCCY will make partnering Singaporeans a focus of our work and will do so in the following ways. First, in caring for the community. Second, in fostering mutual understanding and trust. Third, in providing opportunities for all. Fourth, in celebrating our shared values. And fifth, in realizing the benefits of digitalization. First, care, enabling caring communities. As announced during Budget 2019, SG Cares is a major undertaking of my ministry. SG Care brings out the spirit of giving inherent in our DNA, making it a way of life for all of us. It starts with helping those around you, be it in your neighborhood, school, or workplace. This year, we will be providing more resources and platforms to facilitate this as we build on our corporate, youth, and senior volunteerism initiatives. We can achieve much more by sharing information and resources and leveraging the strengths and experiences of different community and corporate partners. We will expand our SG Cares community network, which connects volunteers, social service organizations, and community resources to areas of need. We will identify community-based organizations across Singapore to take on the role of volunteer centers, or VCs for short. These VCs will recruit, manage, and develop volunteers on a sustained basis, create volunteering opportunities based on local needs, and build partnerships with stakeholders. 2 VCs have been appointed in Bedok and Jurong East. In Bedok, Philo's Community Services will be developing a volunteer engagement toolkit and framework to engage the stakeholders in Bedok to promote active volunteerism in the town. In Jurong East, Loving Heart Multi-Service Centre has kick-started Neighbour Cares, a program to mobilize neighbours as volunteers to look out for lonely seniors who need befriending services. We recognize the value in mobilizing the strength of communities. In the long term, we hope to grow Neighbour Cares in different neighbourhoods, where residents connect with and look out for one another with the help of the VCs. Mr. Satyandi Supaat and Dr. Lim asked if the VC initiative will be extended to more towns. The target is to appoint another 5 VCs by the end of the year. Thereafter, we will review our progress before expanding our efforts. Chairman, in Mandarin, please.
上个月，联合早报交流站刊登了读者郑昭荣先生一篇题名为“勿以善小而不为”的头函。文中郑先生提到，关爱新加坡行动的活动经过精心策划， 为指定群体做善事的同时，也应该无忘为身边的陌生人行小善。我非常赞同郑先生的看法。我们除了要支持国人多参与志愿服务，为有需要的群体发出一分力量，更加要多关心我们周围的人，而关怀之心往往就从细心观察、无微不至的行动中体现出来。郑先生在文章中感谢一位年轻人，帮助年迈的他捡起买饮料时掉落的银角。这种看似渺小的举动，却有非凡的效应。所谓勿以恶小而为之，勿以善小而不为。善举不分形式，贡献不分大小，这正是关爱新加坡行动的精神。我希望更多国人能发挥爱心。文化、社区及青年部也会继续和国人一同携手打造一个具有关爱的新加坡。Dr. Lim asked about our support for youth in contributing to social causes. We will partner institutes of higher learning to help students transitioning from secondary schools to keep up their community involvement. A new Youth COS Singapore program will start this year to develop community service youth leaders in IHLs, bringing together youth from different educational institutions. We will begin first with our polytechnics, ITE and universities, before progressively expanding to all IHLs and some private education institutions in the near future. Participants will go through a camp where they can meet like-minded, passionate youth across and access YCS's networks and receive community leadership and skill-based training. These youth leaders will catalyze more volunteer projects as they galvanize their peers to join them. They can tap on the National Youth Fund and Young Change Makers grants for funding support. By supporting their developments as community service leaders and helping them build bonds with the communities they serve, we are hopeful that our youth will continue their volunteering journey even after they leave their institutions. Similarly, we will work with companies to incorporate We will work with companies to incorporate senior volunteerism into their pre-retirement planning programs to encourage more seniors to volunteer. The government will also take the lead in volunteerism through public service cares as part of the SG Cares movement. SMS will provide more details on this. Next, cohesion, fostering mutual understanding and trust. In a diverse society like Singapore, it is important that we continue to build mutual trust and understanding in pursuit of the common good. We cannot take for granted the harmony we enjoy in Singapore and the sense of shared future we feel as one people. We need to work constantly at it. Our partners contribute to growing a more cohesive society in different and important ways. They bring with them much needed capabilities, for instance, in consensus building and interfaith and intercultural dialogue. Mr. Alex Yam and Dr. Lim spoke about interfaith harmony. In 2017, we launched Bridge, a series of community-driven initiatives to foster better understanding and appreciation of the diverse religions and cultures in Singapore. To date, we have reached out to more than 10,000 Singaporeans by collaborating with community partners like the White Hatters and OnePeople.sg. In particular, the Ask Me Anything series, which is a platform to learn about different faiths, has seen a high degree of interest, with some 80% attendance from first-timers at each session, while more than 90% of participants indicated that they gain a better understanding of different faiths. Through this series, we have also seen more people indicating interest to be facilitators of interfaith and intercultural dialogues.
We will continue to work with our community partners to expand bridge, as well as involve different segments of society in nurturing racial and religious harmony in Singapore. Given the important role our partners play, we will help them grow their capabilities where needed. Dr. Lim pointed out that we have conducted several counter-terrorism seminars for religious organizations in recent years. We will be launching the SG Secure Community Network Crisis Preparedness Accreditation Scheme for religious organizations in the second half of 2019. This will include a checklist and resource guide that will help ROs improve their crisis response capability. Mr. Alex Young will be pleased to know that. We urge religious organizations to come on board as we work hand in hand to ensure Singapore remains safe and united in the face of future crisis. Mr. Yam also asked about the International Conference on Cohesive Societies. In June, Singapore will be hosting an International Conference on Cohesive Societies organized by the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies with the support of MCCY. The conference will discuss themes on building cohesive societies and interfaith harmony, bringing together international thought leaders across academia, government, religious groups, and the civic sector. We can learn from the experiences of others and share best practices with each other. The conference will also include a track for youth leaders in the form of a Youth Young Leader program to provide the next generation of leadership a platform to tackle social challenges and find like-minded collaborators. By partnering youth, we benefit from their ideas and energy. Young Singaporeans want to be heard. They want to have the chance to shape the future, partner with government, and participate in change. In this budget, Minister Heng emphasized supporting our youth by improving our education system, by topping up the EduSave account and PSEA, by investing in our economic sector to create more good jobs for our young people, by preparing our youth to take advantage of international business opportunities through mentorship and internship platforms. We recognize that our youth have to navigate the ups and downs of education, work, adulthood, and more. To our youth, we hear you and understand your concerns. We hear you through the youth conversations. Since its launch last year, we have engaged over 8,000 youth from different backgrounds and stages of life, both online and face-to-face. We listened to their interests, needs, and aspirations as they spoke about various topics from mental health to environmental sustainability. About 80% of youth surveyed indicated a better understanding of issues that Singapore faces through youth conversations, and close to 90% agreed that they become more aware of different views. To better support our youth and answer their call for greater space for civic participation, we will embark on a major collaboration with our youth. We now want to move from conversation to action through the SG Youth Action Plan. The SG Youth Action Plan will define our youth vision for Singapore and lay out how youth and Singapore can work together to achieve it. Youth will have the chance to debate and discuss issues, examine policies, and initiate change for the future. MCCY will be appointing a panel comprising youth representatives to lead this effort. SMN Sim Ann, who will be co-leading the panel, will elaborate. Next, cohesion, providing opportunities for all. In recent years, our arts and sports scenes have flourished. It is crucial that participation in the arts and sports remain something that all Singaporeans can enjoy and benefit from. It should not be a luxury for a privileged few. To ensure that opportunities remain inclusive and accessible to all, we are undertaking strategic reviews of these sectors in consultation with citizens. For example, we are encouraged by the outcomes of the Arts and Cultural Strategic Review in developing a vibrant and sustainable cultural landscape. But we also recognize the need to update our strategies and measurements to incorporate developments since the ACSR was launched in 2012, so that our arts and culture continue to strengthen our social fabric and unity. SPS Bay will elaborate later. An important focus is to ensure our cultural offerings continue to be inclusive, particularly for underserved groups like the elderly and persons with disabilities. An accessibility audit will be rolled out across our museums and heritage institutions this year. The first phase of the audit will relate to infrastructure, such as general access, connectivity, and wayfinding. We will also consider how we can improve the accessibility of our exhibitions and programs. Accessibility at some of our museums and heritage institutions is already being enhanced. The ongoing and upcoming revamps at the Changi Chapel and Museum, Reflections at Bukit Chandu, the Peranakan Museum, and the Singapore Philatelic Museum will provide Singaporeans with wider passageways, lifts and ramps for wheelchair users, more nursing rooms, as well as accessible vehicle parking lots and washrooms for persons with special needs. In the ongoing revamp of the Singapore Art Museum, these considerations will also be key features. For our students, SPS will share more on how we're expanding access to the arts through our schools, including School of the Arts. Chairman, I will speak in Mandarin, please. 除了优化实体建设，我们也要通过充实的活动，为年长国人提供崭新体验和技能，以提升生活素质。国家文物局旗下的文化机构，比如晚晴园、马来传统文化馆、印族文化馆等，被指定为活跃乐龄文化站。文化站将为乐龄人士提供相聚的社会空间，也举办为银发族量身定做的活动。例如，刚推出的回顾之旅，就是由银发义务讲解员带领其他乐龄人士走访本地各个历史地标。它旨在鼓励年长国人相互交流，通过活动结交新朋友，减低与社会隔绝的风险。在黄金岁月中，他们既可以接受新知识，也享有丰富精彩的生活。年长义工也可以接受培训，成为导览员，让他们学习新技能的当儿，也惠及他人。Similarly, in the sports sector, we want to ensure access and opportunities for all Singaporeans to live an active and healthy life. Mr. Devil David and Mr. Ershad spoke about the importance of social mixing and a more inclusive society. Our sports facilities are key to this. They are important community spaces where Singaporeans can meet, play, and connect with each other. We will roll out accessible play spaces and facilities island-wide to bring sport closer to all Singaporeans. Mr. Henry Craig asked about our sports facilities and programs going forward. Like Engineer Lee Biwa, we recognize that new and improved facilities are required to cater to the growing needs of residents and towns. In 2019, we will continue to develop and upgrade our infrastructure in accordance with the Sports Facilities Master Plan. We can look forward to the opening of 52 new indoor school sports halls and 32 new free-to-play school fields under the dual-use scheme, as well as 2 new play fields in Jurong Lake Gardens and Yan Kit. Another 9 sporting precinct facilities in Buona Vista, Choa Chu Kang, Chong Pang, Mountbatten, Punggol East, Sembawang, Ulu Pandan, Whampoa and Woodlands will be ready by 2021. For Yishun, Sports Singapore has plans to upgrade the existing sports facilities and has engaged local community leaders on the proposed improvements. More details will be shared in due course. We will rejuvenate existing Active SG facilities like the Bishan Stadium, former Boon Lay Swimming Complex, Jalan Besar Stadium, Jurong East Stadium, and Kallang Practice Track with new innovative features by the end of the year. One example is the upcoming installation of LED display scoreboards and match play highlights, as well as stadium bucket seats to enhance the spectator experience. Singaporeans will also have the chance to play a bigger part in the co-creation of sporting spaces to come, such as the upgraded Choa Chu Kang Sports Centre, which will be ready in phases from 2020. As with our cultural institutions, we are designing our sporting spaces to cater to all age groups, including our seniors. Like Ms. Joan Pereira, we want our seniors to stay healthy and connected through sport. Later this year, an Active SG gym will be opened in Ang Mo Kio Community Centre, where seniors can participate in elder-friendly exercise programs. Over time, we will ensure that all our Active SG gyms provide safe and accessible environments that are equipped for our seniors, with qualified staff on site to provide any assistance required. Aside from our sports infrastructure, our programs will enable Singaporeans, young and old, to lead active lives. Active SG, our national movement for sport, has gained momentum over the years. In 2018, Active SG reached over 1 million people from diverse backgrounds and demographics, and will continue to expand its programs through its academies and clubs, as well as Get Active Singapore. These initiatives help Singaporeans embrace an active lifestyle and connect with one another through sports. This year, 2 more academies and clubs in canoeing and gymnastics will be launched, bringing our total offerings to 18, including the Active SG Master Club for seniors, as well as various individual and team sports for children. I have seen and heard many positive stories of Singaporeans' experiences in these academies and clubs, and would like to share one example. Earlier this year, I met 9-year-old Ethan Low at a community event. Ethan first joined Active SG Football Academy in 2016 as a beginner. He has since gone on to represent the academy in local and international football tournaments. Last July, he participated in the Kanga Cup in Perth, where Ethan and his team put in a strong performance, progressing to the semi-finals. I understand that Ethan also represents his school, and just yesterday, they competed in the West Zone semi-finals for the first time ever. Beyond providing a platform for Ethan to hone his footballing skills, his father credits the academy for helping Ethan develop into a more mature person, a testament to the holistic sporting education that Active SG's academies and clubs can provide. Active Health, launched in 2017, is another important program that we hope will equip every Singaporean to take ownership of their personal health and wellness. Mr. Icha Singh asked for updates. So far, more than 10,000 individuals have been onboarded through Active Health lab assessments and workshops, with other programs such as Active Health Roadshow reaching over 80,000 people. To bring Active Health closer to the community, Active Health mobile labs were introduced last July, along with Active Health programming at the Sport and Precinct facilities at Jurong Spring. We are on track to open 4 Active Health labs at our sports centre in Bishan, Jurong East, Sengkang and Woodlands this month, in addition to existing ones at our Tampines Hub and Heartbeat at Bedok. We will also open 2 new Active Health spaces in partner facilities by May. The first space, as seen here, has already been launched as part of Singapore's flagship Decathlon store in Kelang, with another to follow at Admiralty Medical Centre. Like at the labs, Singaporeans will be able to undergo free health and fitness assessments at these spaces and set personal health and wellness targets in consultation with sports scientists. We hope to see more Singaporeans come on board Active Health in the years to come. Next, confidence, celebrating shared values and achievements in nation building. It is vital to our future to remember our heritage. Only by knowing where we came from, what we stand for, and who we are, can we strike confidently into the future. PM Lee announced at last year's National Day rally that we will be nominating hawker culture for inscription on UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Hawker culture reflects an integral part of our way of life. A successful inscription will not only showcase our multicultural heritage to the world, but also our pride in our hawkers and hawker culture. Mr. David asked for an update on this. We will be submitting the nomination form for our hawker culture to UNESCO by the end of this month, with the outcome expected to be announced around end 2020. We are taking this opportunity to recognize and show appreciation to our hawkers, who reflect the trade, the family spirit, and the rich cultural life that Singaporeans can be proud of. We will continue to engage them by featuring selected hawkers and their stories as part of the Support Our Hawker social movement. We also hope more Singaporeans will share their own hawker stories on social media with the hashtag #OurHawkerCulture. I'm happy to report the support for the nomination has been encouraging. Following the initial announcement, an online poll was set up for the public to pledge their support. More than 14,000 pledges were received within the first 5 days of the announcement, and as at 5th March, more than 700,000 pledges had been received online through our travelling exhibitions and mobile pledging stations. Our schools have been very supportive. Students from both Pei Chun Public School and First Toa Payoh Primary School have worked on projects related to hawker culture. One such project is Fond Memories of Toa Payoh, which saw students of both schools come together to uncover the people and stories behind hawker food in Toa Payoh, a place they proudly call a hawker food haven. In addition, many private organizations and civic groups have stepped forward to support the nomination. You may have seen videos publicizing our hawker culture while traveling in taxis, supported by Move Media. MCI and National Geographic collaborated to organize the #OurHawkerCulture photo contest, which has seen many stunning entries. Food bloggers and influencers have been sharing stories about their favorite hawkers and hawker food and encouraging Singaporeans to do the same. The nomination committee, led by the NHB, NEA, and FMAS, will continue to facilitate such ground-up efforts in support of our hawker culture, and we hope to see many more Singaporeans rallying behind this. In 2015, we started the Founders Memorial Project. Through the Founders Memorial Committee's engagements with the public from 2015 to 2017, Singaporeans voiced their desire for the memorial to be anchored on the values and ideals exemplified by Singapore's first generation of leaders, who played important roles in Singapore's path to independence. Mr. Daniel Goh suggested a memorial for fallen soldiers at the Founders Memorial. The Founders Memorial, given its said purpose, would not be suited for this. We honor, in other ways, the memory of those who have given their lives for Singapore, as MINDEF mentioned in their response to a related question. Dr. Lim asked about the next phase of development for the Founders Memorial. An international architectural design competition was recently launched to invite potential designs for the memorial. In May, Singaporeans will be engaged to offer views on the shortlisted designs before the winning design is selected and showcased through a public exhibition in early 2020. The memorial will be an expression of our identity and belonging to this nation we call home. As we commemorate our history and culture, we celebrate our shared values and the success of Singaporeans on the international stage. I mentioned the achievements of Team Singapore athletes at last year's major games. The success of our athletes is a result of years of hard work, discipline, and resilience. It is also an encouraging sign that our investments in the high-performance sports system are bearing fruit. SBS will speak more about plans for the HPS system later. As raised by Dr. Lim, Mr. Satyandi, and earlier Mr. Terence Ho, our artists also pursued their aspirations internationally and have done Singapore proud on the world stage. For example, our artists regularly participate in international biennales which showcase Singapore to the world and increase the visibility of our visual artists, curators, and technical specialists. This year will mark Singapore's 9th appearance at the Venice Biennale. We will be presenting the work of multidisciplinary artists Song Meng Ang and curator Michelle Ho, who use music to explore ideas of public involvement and the ways people relate to music, both individually and as a society. Our performing artists are flying the Singapore flag high beyond our shores. In May, our Singapore Chinese Orchestra will perform in South Korea before embarking on a tour of Europe, covering Germany and Italy later in the year. We are proud of our People's Orchestra, whose performances will feature Singaporean artists such as acclaimed violinist Kam Ning and percussionist Benjamin Boo. I'd like to tell you a story about Benjamin. He holds a Bachelor of Music from the Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts and a Master of Performance from the Royal College of Music. Benjamin joined the SCO full-time last year, following the footsteps of his father, Mr. Boo Ching Kia, a veteran Swana musician. They are the first father-son duo in SCO's history and will be touring together for the first time. Our musicians' talent and dedication to the craft exemplify the Singapore spirit and show the world what we are capable of achieving. We hope that showcasing our culture and heritage internationally will help people around the world learn more about Singapore. Later this year, artifacts from the Asian Civilizations Museum's special exhibition, Raffles in Southeast Asia, will be displayed at the British Museum. This will be the first time Singapore's national collection will be showcased at this world-famous institution. Next, digital transformation. I would like to touch on harnessing the power of technology. While much has been said about digital technologies and transformations in the media and business realms, technology is also relevant to our sectors. First, technology enabled closer partnerships. We rolled out volunteer.sg, a one-stop online platform for public agencies to engage and support our volunteers. Through volunteer.sg, volunteers can search for opportunities related to their interests and skills and share them with friends and family on social media. Volunteers can also indicate their availability and choose preferred shifts, mark attendance, and provide feedback. Mark attendance with smartphones, track their volunteering hours, and provide feedback to organizers with ease. For our volunteer managers, this integrated system provides a digital solution for better management of volunteer opportunities and engagement of volunteers, thus helping them, enabling them to scale up. As we bring more agencies on board, the platform to provide a wider range of volunteering opportunities, we hope to see even more Singaporeans come forward and contribute to our culture of care. Technology can also be an effective tool for engagement and dialogue. Last year, we leveraged digital technology to engage 5,000 youth online as part of Youth Conversations. Later this year, we will be launching an online site so that youth can participate in conversations with each other and engage with government on issues close to their hearts. This digital deliberation platform will complement the live youth conversations and SMS will elaborate further. During the budget debate, Mr. Ho gave a thoughtful speech on the application of technology in arts and culture to meet the changing needs and preferences of audiences. We thank him for his thoughtful suggestions. This year, we will roll out the first phase of our plan to digitalize the culture sector, to engage new audiences and make it easier for all Singaporeans to enjoy arts and culture as part of daily life. Our initiative under this plan is a cultural concierge, a one-stop online platform to discover arts and culture activities and content. Users will be able to search for event listings according to individual preferences, using keywords such as nearby, weekend, or family-friendly, as well as interact with a chatbot for event and content recommendations. The website will also be integrated and with relevant ticketing sites for a seamless user experience. We will also launch the Cultural Resource Ontology to enhance online search capabilities for both the public and researchers to access cultural resources more easily. We will leverage technology to enhance visitor experiences and improve operations at our cultural and sporting spaces. NHB launched the DigiMuse program last August. This is an example of it. And we'll be holding another edition this year to trial new technologies such as virtual reality, augmented reality, chatbots, and assistive technology in its galleries. On the sporting front, we are implementing the computer vision drowning detection system at our public swimming complexes. Using a network of overhead infrared cameras, the system enables early detection of possible drowning, thus making our pools safer. The system will be installed at pools in Bukit Batok, Jurong West, and our Tampines hub later this year, with another 7 to follow by April 2020. Mr. Chairman, we are living in times where the only constant is change. Change can be unsettling and may leave some people behind. We need to ride the wave of change together. At MCCY, we will continue to foster a culture of care and trust. We will ensure that everyone has the opportunity to contribute to the society and pursue their dreams. But we cannot do all this alone. Every Singaporean has a part to play, from volunteering, leading ground-up projects, contributing to a cause, empowering our youth, to supporting our artists and athletes. And it's not just in MCCY's domain that Singaporeans can contribute. And we have seen many impactful government-citizen partnerships in different sectors. And we look forward to many more meaningful engagements and collaborations in the years to come. Together, we can inspire confidence that Singapore will continue to succeed and be a place we are all proud to call home.